Hey, my sweethearts, it is Mama Radha. I hope you guys are having a great night. And I was, oh my gosh, watching, trying to catch up on a few videos because, my little master's been on vacation. So I've been kind of out of the loop a tiny bit. And Vibing with Run had one about something like submission is for a woman is like the way that a dog is man's best friend, or like the way that a dog is submissive to his master, kind of a thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did a video like that a couple years ago. And then right after that, I saw Mr. Samuels talk about how a woman should be like excited, exuberant, like a puppy or like a child. And I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. And I told my husband, because a while back, I mean, this is a few years ago, I was telling my husband that I realized, first of all, that I'm jealous of the dogs, okay? Because they get all this love and attention from their master, and I realized that, like, when he comes home from work, all us, the three dogs and me, are lined up by the front door, and everybody's wagging their tails and they're all excited, and I gotta wait because the dogs are in front of me to get to daddy and give him hugs and love. And I would be jealous because he'd pat them on the butt, and he'd be like, good boy, or good girl, and I'd be like, I want that too. And we go to bed at night. Our Dixie girl, our oldest pit bull, she'd come up and she'd be like, I want love, daddy, and she'd give him kisses and stuff, and he'd smack her and everything. And I was like, I'm getting jealous and I want that too. But I realized, I was like, wow, you know what? A good woman's really like your dog. And it sounds so bad, but it's so true. And, faithful, excited to see you, excited to hear from you all the time, and 99.9% of the time I am like, daddy, when he calls. I am excited, I'm joyful, and sometimes if I'm really tired, I'll just pull it together and say it like that anyway, because it makes him so happy. He's happy to know that you're happy to hear from him. So that's absolutely 1,000% true. What are some other things that I said about the being like the dog? Because I was like, yes, oh my gosh, I'm just like that. But basically just, waiting for daddy to come home, wanting that love and attention, wanting that praise. Good girl, you're a good girl. And it's so funny because so many times when he calls me on the phone, I will be so excited, and I'm like, daddy, I'm wagging my tail right now. I'm like, hilarious. It's so funny, but it's true. That's how it makes me feel, it makes me feel that way. So, and just like the dogs, if I'm in trouble, bad, you're a bad girl. It doesn't take much. I'm like, oh no, and I feel terrible. And you can see when dogs do something bad, they have the look of guilt. They know that they're in trouble. They'll go hide in the corner, and stuff like that. And that's definitely how I'd be feeling if I disappointed daddy, like, oh no. And as far as what Mr. Samuel has said, and even in the Fascinating Womanhood book, it talks about being childlike, and that part of it is like having the wonderment. The children are excited about everything, they're like, wow, ooh, and they're expressive and hopefully grateful for the things that they get and stuff like that. But it's just like going through life, through different experiences. You're going somewhere or trying something new or whatever it is, that you have the fascination with life, the curiousness, and again, just the exuberance and excitement of life, and like a child does, and faith like a child. And you know what? The Bible says, Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is made of these, the people with childlike faith. So, hey, you should have childlike faith in your man. And so I just love that. And I really, really enjoy Vibing with Run's channel. I really do. Because there's very few people that can just tell it like it is, no holds bar. And I love it. It's fantastic. So that's right up my alley, and I'm so glad to hear some other people say it, because I've mentioned that before to women and they think I'm crazy, but I'm like, no, you have no idea. It's awesome. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. So anywho, we're happy. That's all that matters. Is there anything else I was going to tell you guys tonight? Just waiting for my love master to come home. He took our oldest son out and his friend, and they're off celebrating my son's new job. And these men like dangerous work. I don't know what to say, but God bless them. Someone has to do it, right? But anyway, and I was thinking, because the last couple of videos I was talking about how I was sad I didn't get to go, and the once a year thing, and blah blah blah. And I just wanted to mention and say to you guys that for years and years and years and years, I have encouraged my husband to go out with his friends. I'll make sure he looks good. I'll get his clothes out. I'll spray him with cologne, some real good, smell good stuff. Mr. Samuels would have approved of my husband's collection of cologne. He's got like 6 different creeds, but anyway, and a bunch of other goodies. But make sure he looks good, and doing his thing, because I want him to go out there and feel good about himself. I want him to feel like a man. I want him to know that he is still attractive to other women and have women looking at him and stuff like that. And you might think I'm crazy, but you know what? It's good for him. It's good for his ego, which is very important part of him. It's important for his manhood. And it doesn't mean that he has to act on it. It just means that he knows, and he should know, and I want him to know. It's very important. It makes him happier, makes him feel fulfilled, as a whole man. But anyway, and I'm going to say something. There are some women who did a podcast. I think O'Shea Duke Jackson, God bless you, sir, covered it. I'm pretty sure that that's what it was. And I think one is B. Simone and the other one's somebody else. And forgive me if I have the ladies wrong, but oh my goodness. They were talking about Martin Luther King, okay? And I was appalled, okay? And they were basically saying that because he had a mistress and cheated on his wife or whatever, that basically it negated all the good that he did, all the greatness that he achieved, that he really wasn't all that. He wasn't that great. And I was like, oh my Lord, have mercy. What kind of delusion do we live in? These females, women, chicks, whatever, apparently have no concept of what it takes to be a great man, to be that kind of a man, and you could put all different men in that spot of Martin Luther King, but those type of men that make things happen, the movers, the shakers, that have charisma, the builders, the achievers, these very successful men that do amazing things, they have women lined up every day for them, okay? So if listen, I'm telling you right now, if they had one mistress and maybe a girl here or one there, they could be smashing chicks every single day. Do you know the amount of restraint that these men actually have? Because they have stuff to get done, and they ain't trying to just be all over the place, but they are actually very reserved in their actions. So you looking at it like, oh, you did this and you did that. Okay, that is a drop in the bucket of what he could have done. Any successful man you want to put in that spot. Okay, so y'all looking at it the wrong way. All right, his wife got all the praise. Shit, her name's on everything. She got the legacy. Okay, but those other chicks, the couple chicks that there were, whatever, they fulfilled their purpose for that particular moment. All right, and what he may have needed, because you don't understand, first of all, what it's like to have testosterone. Second of all, what it takes to be a great man to that degree, okay? And as you guys can see, the numbers show 80, if not 90, 20, 10% of men, okay? 80, 90% of women want 10 to 20% of men, if not even a smaller number. So they are throwing themselves at him, okay? And some of y'all don't like Trump, but I'm just going to tell you right now, the whole grab him by the kitty thing, listen, foolishness. What he was saying was, they let you, they want you to grab them by the beep, because they're groupies, they're fans, they're women, they're females. I'm gonna start saying females. That's hard to do, but anyway, that they want the successful guy. They want him. They don't even care if they just have sex with him. They're hoping that maybe they'll get something more, but it's absurd. It's absurd. So, and some of the greatest men ever ever have had a mistress, other situations going on, whatever. And again, you know, the men that can't control themselves, that don't have that D control, can destroy themselves and ruin their whole vision and purpose. So men are actually very careful with that. And what you don't understand is they actually exercise great restraint. So anyway, I love you guys. And I know that was a couple things in one, but I'm going to go pick up my food for my daughter. And we're hanging out, and puppy's out with my, like I said, the oldest boy and young man. He's not a boy anymore. My babies are getting so big. But anyway, and I'll be waiting for him when he comes home. Yay. Wagging my tail. All right. Love y'all. Ciao.